We use blanket terms of doctor, but there's only one doctor. That's the doc tender. Okay.
Right.
In the judicial system, we use the same term lawyer all over the place. Well, there's lawyers and attorneys. Do you know what the difference is?
But before we get started, folks, make sure you hit the pause button. Okay, go down below. There's a Rumble link. Go over to Rumble and follow us over there. QFS1776.com is, without question, the holy grail of what's to come. Okay, T-shirts. You got to get yourself decorated. This way people will ask you, what is XRP? What is the quantum financial system? What is this? What is that? And you send them where? To QFS1776.com, where they need to immerse themselves, because we're going to burn down this system down to the ground. And out of the ashes will rise the phoenix. There'll be nothing to go back to. Believe me when I tell you that. Unified TV will take over Netflix. We're bringing in the next genre of movie producers and storytellers and actors and actresses. And we're telling the story of how the world is going to be on earth as it is in heaven. Jasara Nasara is coming. Don't make no mistake about it. Gold and silver right down below. Promo code Mel Carmine. Make sure you use the promo code. Almost $8 billion in sales. We're direct to like a bunch of mints. We are the ones that can get you the gold and silver directly to your door, okay, at the cheapest price. Don't even waste your time looking for a cheaper price. It doesn't exist. Also, our Telegram groups down below. If you want to learn what's coming and you're sort of a little scared, I understand. Believe me, I was there too at one point. Our Patriots are literally waiting for you in the room. And if you need more than $10,000 worth of XRP or $1 million worth of XRP, you come see me. Send me an email at QFS1776@gmail, and we'll get you as much as you want.
Guys, this is why the transgender movement is so big. Do you know the transgender movement is a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of the populace?
Right.
And it's the number one thing we're discussing today. The number one thing. And it's so stupid. Everybody's crying about Bud Light, Budweiser. Oh my God, Anheuser-Busch. I'm not buying their product ever again. Anheuser-Busch is owned by Unibev. Unibev has another company that's Unibev something else is the parent company of that one. And they have a parent company too that owns 500 beer brands. So I'm sorry to tell you, but the bullshit beer you're drinking is just one of these 500 brands.
Right.
But you think your protesting is even being effective? Quit drinking beer.
Right.
Buy local. Go to one of your local brews. Any of you here in Utah, go to Shades of Pale. They have an excellent, it's a local guy and gal that have an incredible beer. But you're buying all these big corporate brands. You want to have an effect in the world? Quit buying big corporate brands. Buy local.
Yes.
That's been played over and over and over again. But at the end of the day, if you want to make a difference, you got to stand up and you got to stand for something. And this is the problem in America. We don't stand for anything anymore. We're not we are still the shining beacon on the hill that those of us who are standing up and who are not worried and will stand up to all this bullshit that's going on. We're still the shining beacon on the hill, but we're only a very small percentage of the ones actually standing up. So I want to take you to the judicial system, legal and lawful. We use blanket terms of doctor, but there's only one doctor. That's the doc tender. Okay. Right. In the judicial system, we use the same term lawyer all over the place. Well, there's lawyers and attorneys. Do you know what the difference is?
I don't.
A lawyer practices law. Who does law apply to? Mankind. Attorneys practice legal. What does legal apply to?
Corporations.
Why do we have to hire an attorney if I'm mankind? Because they turned us into a corporation. So legal is applied to us. In law, you don't need, so there's common law courts, and then there's our standard judicial courts that we have. We're always held in these standard judicial courts that there is no judges. There are no judges.
So if me or my friends or my family or any individual who is Scott Steele as a corporation, and I become a sovereign,
you would then go to your upper and lowercase name would now be how you sign everything. And you would sign it in red, the blood of man. So this is the difference.
Oh, I was always taught that you don't sign things in red. And very
Of course you were.
interesting.
Of course you were. You were
Wow.
indoctrinated.
You signed it in blue and black.
Signed it in blue. Why would you sign in blue or black? If you sign in blue, okay, so let's go through this real fast.
Holy shit, dude.
There's 3 different places that you would sign on a document, okay? For commerce, what are you taking there?
This amazing girlfriend of mine, Heidi, makes these amazing. It's called Brainiac. So you're blowing me away. So I'm needing some brain juice here.
Okay, so let's talk about documents. There's 3 different jurisdictions of the law: land, air, water. The hierarchy of those is air is above the land and land is above the water. So as far as power-wise, air trust documents will trump land common law, will trump commerce, which is admiralty maritime law. Okay. Contracts and commerce get trumped by property equity rights. Property equity rights get trumped by trust documents, which should hold all your property equity and rights.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you get an attorney, what does an attorney do for you?
He's supposed to work on my behalf.
He represents you. But it's not represents. He represents you because you're dead. You cannot speak in the court system.
Wow.
Now let's go back to, remember, your mother birthed her ship at the port, the hospital. She then delivered her cargo. The dock tender received the cargo. She signed as the informant, turning the cargo over to the dock tender because it's now commerce. The dock tender now certified receiving the cargo. The registrar signed under him, certifying the cargo was received. The placenta, and in a metaphor, you were cast out to sea as dead until you returned to claim your minor estate. You would return to claim your minor estate. The very first chance that you have of claiming your minor estate is the age of 8. When are kids baptized? The age of 8. The age of accountability. The age of 8. The age that you know the difference between right and wrong. In the Indian culture, Native American, because I hate the term Indian.
Yes.
Native American culture, they become a man after 32 seasons. What is 32 seasons?
8 years.
8 years old. So see, that plays in their heritage. It plays in our heritage. The age of accountability is 8. Okay. So then you can claim your minor estate. You are of age to be able to be self-determined. What are we here in the United States? You have to be self-determined. Sovereign. So they cast you out to sea, as sea is dead until you return to claim your minor estate. That whole process starts up the Sesta QV trust. So then, I just spilled my drink. So then an attorney represents you because you were cast out to sea as dead. You cannot represent yourself because you're dead to the court system. You cannot speak. When you walk into a court, what do you notice about every court? Every court.
There's a judge.
What kind of walls are there?
Wood.
The inside of a ship. Guess who's the captain of the ship? Judge. Woof. So you are walking into, this is why when you cross through the doors, you're walking into the ship. You're crossing the bar. That's the bar. You're in their territory now. Now he has control over you. So the very first thing he asks you is state your name and your address. My name is Benjamin Thomas Barlow. My address is blah, 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 zip code, blah, blah. You just put your, because he's wearing 3 hats. He's wearing his
land
law, common law, admiralty maritime law. Well, you just stated your name. He's got it on his computer. It has all your details, all your information already. He just needs you to say it on the record. Because as soon as you say it, you're putting yourself under his jurisdiction. You are abdicating your own jurisdiction. So when you go up there, the attorney doesn't state your name, you state your name, and then the attorney speaks for you because you're putting yourself under his jurisdiction. He now gets to make decisions for you. So you state your name. This is where it goes back to under Washington, D.C., they did the zip code overlay so that everybody falls underneath this zip code overlay.
District.
Yeah, the district courts. So then you say, okay, my name is Ben Barlow. My address is this. As soon as you say your zip code, you fall underneath that jurisdiction. Then he goes to his next hat. And then basically, do you understand these charges or do you understand this stuff? Yes, I do. Well, when you say you understand, remember, we're not dealing with the Oxford Dictionary.
Right.
If you understand, what does that mean to you? Let me ask it differently. Do you comprehend what I'm saying? That's different than understand, because if you understand the judge, you stand under
the judge.
He is now over you. So see, it's all this wordplay that's going on, but we've never been taught this because they took control of the public education system.
It's in 1903.
Yeah.
So
well, let's go back. Let's go back to the attorney.
Yeah.
He doesn't represent you. He's representing you to the court because you're dead. You speak to him. He has to be your voice in the court because you cannot speak for yourself, and the judge will not allow you to speak for yourself. So you can go into court and you can say you're going to be
I'm representing myself.
Pro se, professional. You're not a professional. You want to be sui juris. That is representing yourself. I don't need some dink to speak for me. They just went through the system and are abiding by their rules that they've been set up under. But they're not able to represent you any better. I've never needed an attorney to represent me. You know what I need him to do? I need him to tell me, what does all this shit mean so I can make decisions.
Right.
You're just here to basically be my interpreter of what this means so I comprehend exactly what's going on here so that I can make the best decision for me. But the system is set up against us no matter what we do.
Wow. Well, so I've seen some videos on YouTube of people, they get pulled over and they want to argue with the cop and why do you need my driver's license?
Never argue with the cop.
Do what?
Never argue with a cop.
Okay.
It's just not prudent. I've said this to black, and sorry guys if I use the term blacks. I'm
African Americans. Go ahead.
There is no African Americans. None. Zero. End that stupid term, because that's what's dividing this whole freaking nation. Is there African British? Is there African Irish? Is there African anything else in any one of these other countries? This is the only place that African American exists. It doesn't exist in any other country. Do you know why?
Why?
Because it's not even a term. It's just used here to keep us divided. And the more that we can, how many of them came from Africa? Donuts. So the ones that are actually here that you know they just came from Africa, can they say they're African Americans? Absolutely. But make a decision, bud. Are you American or are you African? Are you just here visiting or are you here living? If you're living here and you've got citizenship here, guess what you are?
American.
You're American. And so when we quit saying all this stupid shit and we actually make things mean what they mean, I'm proud to be American. It's the greatest place on this planet to be American. But guess what? We need to make it the greatest place and we need to hand it down to our kids. This is what our founding fathers were telling us. You need to hand this down to your children. We handed you a republic if you can keep it. And this is what most people, you hear all of our politicians talk about democracy, democracy, democracy. It's bullshit. This is a republic where the rights of the individual actually hold ground and matter more than anything. In a democracy is mob rules. So if everybody decides they're going to go jump off the cliff, guess what you get to do? You get to go jump off the cliff. But our founding fathers were smart. And they said, no, if you idiots want to go jump off the cliff, guess what? I'm going this way.
Mm-hmm.
And then, no, you got to come with us. No, guess what? I'm going to stand my ground and I'm going this way. And then all the mob comes over and says, hey, if you don't come with us and go jump off the cliff, we're going to kill you. Well, guess what I got? I got the right to defend myself and my family. And if it comes down to you forcing me to do that, I'll kill you and I'll be lawfully okay with it. Those are the rights we have. This is a republic, people, but we've lost it. Our founding fathers handed us a republic if you can keep it. Well, we're not even a democracy anymore. We're an oligarchy ran by these corporate elites and these powerful people that we're just a bunch of ants running around doing what we can do to survive every day. And hopefully somehow, some way we'll make it as a millionaire.
Okay. So what do we do?
Number one, pull yourself into a trust, a foreign express trust. What that's going to do for you, and I'm going to explain it real easy for you.